how does a conversation with data actually work? This is the process of design squiggle by Damien Newman. It represents how he works with clients. Everything starts in a mess. Eventually they work, iterate to a prototype, and then work through to completion. Great. But actually this squiggle represents how data conversations work too. It's very scribbly. Playing with data, conversing with data is about finding the right articulation, the right insight by iterating, bringing in new people, new conversations, and honing in on what the data says. We've got great examples from history of this. This is Dmitry Mendeleev. He was a Russian chemist. You may not know the name, but you will know one of the things he created. He took a table of information. There were actually playing cards that he had laying out on a table. And he looked at the data in this way, then this way, then this way, then this way, then this way. And finally, he rearranged those cards in this structure. This is the periodic table of elements, one of the most impactful tables of data ever produced. By exploring the data in an iterative, creative way, he honed in on a structure that allows you to see the rhythm of atomic weights. It allows you to predict different elements. The actual layout of this table vastly helped chemists. And this is how we work with data too. We want to be messy to find the best articulation of data. It's squiggly. Let's take an example. Here's a tiny data set, sales of A and B over a 12-month period. Which chart would you use to visualize this data? Most of you will say a line chart. Well, let's take a look. There's the line chart. But I've just combined A and B so we can see total sales by month. Perhaps you meant this line chart, breaking down A and B so you can compare. That's true. But actually maybe cumulative sales is more important, in which case you want a running total. Or maybe you want some kind of hybrid, an area chart that lets you see total sales but with a bit of a breakdown between A and B over the year. What if all this noise bit in the middle is noisy? You just want to know what happened at the start and the end. In which case, try a slope chart. Or hey, be creative, explore and do things like a sloping dumbbell chart, which gives you new insight in a slightly different way. Actually, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps you're only interested in the final month's sales data, in which case just show a little crosstab with two numbers. 8 different iterations in a matter of seconds. Imagine being able to see and explore and converse with your data so fast that you're honing in on the best articulation straight away. Quick timeout. AI, machine learning, hugely important, vastly helpful to us. But which one of these charts would a machine do? A machine can be trained to understand what might be the best default chart, but it cannot know your particular need for your particular data set. So it would probably just do this chart, even if that might not actually reveal the insight you need. So the human is always part of any AI machine learning data conversation strategy. We just did a squiggly thing with a tiny data set. As the data sets grow and you get more fields and measures and dimensions, this scope for iterative processes explodes exponentially. It's really important to have that bit of squiggly stuff on the left. Imagine if your data tool only allows you to do this is what's on the right. Make one chart and publish it. What? That's not a conversation. That's throwing a dart at a dartboard and hoping you hit on the right thing. The squiggle's really important. Now, this is a great process to sort of, you dive in and out of this process too, because you might hone in on a great way to demonstrate data and answer a question which you monitor for several months or years, but then you might have a new question, in which case you repeat the squiggly process. You keep on going backwards and forwards. This is what conversations with data look like. They can be messy, they can be fast, they can be unpredictable, but that's how conversations work, and we share and find insights together in a business process.